Hello and welcome back to Cosmic Nebula. So, in today's video, I wanted to talk about the massive hypocrisy that exists in the YouTube subgenre known as Gorl world. And before I start this video, I want to issue a challenge to everybody who wants to comment on this video. List your height, your weight, and your BMI. Like I said in my other video, people love talking crap about Amber Lynn, about Chantel, about glitter and lasers. They love to talk about other fat people on the internet. But y'all don't seem to have any of that steam for yourself. So since we're all anonymous, right? Let's see how well you can reveal the current state of your body. So run me those numbers. How about that? So the comment that sparked this video, you can see is written on the screen. And not just this comment, but other comment responses to this video really made me want to kind of make a quick video to react to this. And you know what? I decided, in the video that I made about Foodie Beauty, I didn't say the person's name, but I decided I'm going to say the person's name, and then I'm going to go down a list of, I think, 5 or 6 creators, and I'm going to call them out one by one. And you can click down below at the timestamp to see the person that you are most interested in. But we can have a conversation about why there are so many morbidly obese people on the internet reacting to content about Chantel, Amber Lynn, and other morbidly obese people. But none of them have really acknowledged why they are still overweight and why they haven't lost weight, right? Right? Like, let's be congruent. Fat people can talk about other fat people on the internet, but what fat people cannot do is talk crap about other fat people on the internet not losing weight when you yourself are fat and you haven't lost weight, right? Make a video talking about that. So let's get into this comment. So I received this comment under my video on Foodie Beauty that I uploaded, I think, a day or two ago. By the time this comes out, it'll be maybe 3 or 4 days ago. And so the person says, in that video, I made a comment about how one YouTuber makes videos on Chantel primarily, and she counts her calories, she counts the macros, she counts the fat content, she counts everything, right? But the funny thing is that this girl is also super morbidly obese, like it's ridiculous. And so I didn't say her name, but her name will be coming out in a minute because she's the first one I'm going to call out here. But I want to read this comment. So the person said about, in response to that part of the video, she says, "Just like you are free to make videos and give opinions, no one gets to gatekeep who can make videos and give opinions, especially based on the person's perceived health condition. The creator you reference has given extensive details of her background and why she has the opinions and approach that she has. It's an unfair judgment, especially when you are essentially communicating the same things in your video." So the creator that this person is talking about is the YouTuber by the name called Sansacooks. And you can see her YouTube channel here. And I will react to that in a minute, but let me go back and read the comment, the rest of the comments that I left. So I'll post a screenshot to my response to this comment. "And so I said, I'm not gatekeeping anything. I'm pointing out the ridiculousness of people who are overweight and therefore food addicts themselves, having channels dedicated to talking about other overweight people, all without ever mentioning why they're still fat themselves. You said Sansa talked about her health in detail. Where's the video? Link it. And if you're listening to this, link it below then, because I can't find it. Sansa has been posting on YouTube for 15 months. She's still as fat as she was 15 months ago. The fat on her arms tell this truth. She hasn't lost noticeable weight in 15 months. Yet she makes videos constantly counting calories for Chantel. Ain't that strange? That's laughable. Unlike Sansa, I actually talk openly about my health. In nearly every video, I mention my weight, BMI, eating habits, and kidney disease. Sansa refused to do the same when I asked her directly about it. She hides her identity, and yet wouldn't openly admit to her weight, all the while talking about another obese person's health. Ain't that hypocritical? You don't hide what you are not deeply ashamed of. At least Chantel tells the truth. That I can respect. But what I don't respect is multiple reaction channels being overweight themselves, talking about Chantel and Amber, but never acknowledging why they haven't lost weight themselves and why they are still deep in their own addiction. We wouldn't think it was acceptable for an alcoholic to be critiquing other drunks while drinking on camera, yet girl world is full of these fat hypocrites. And I'm just here to point out the irony. Criticize yourself before you fix your lips to talk about anybody else. I said that in my very first video, and I've kept that rule myself. And I can't say that's true for most of these people. And so another person responded to the original commenter in the same thread, and they said, "You said you don't hide what you aren't deeply ashamed of. Then why the alien mask and gloves? What are you ashamed of? You also said, at least Chantel tells the truth. That I can respect. Are you new here? And why we're keeping it real, you're not critiquing hypocrisy. So while you attempt to analyze people you know nothing about, let me do a bit of analysis on you. You're mad that you aren't obese, but still ended up with a serious health condition. You feel morally superior to anyone who is overweight, and it's just not fair that you are ill and they aren't. You can delete this comment or tell me off. Either way, it doesn't change the facts." So that's what they responded. I guess I'm just upset, right? I guess I'm upset that I'm ill and they're not. But guess what? Every single person on this earth gets ill and dies, right? Nobody turns into butterflies and flies away. Every single person on the earth dies of some illness, right? I got mine early. You will get yours. That is the only guarantee in life, is that you will die. So again, I said in my health video, let's all stop pretending like I'm sick and dying and you're not. You're dying, right? You're going to get sick. You're already dying. You're going to get sick, and then you're going to die, right? That's how mortality works, right? That's how it works. I love these people are shocked. Like, people think they holding that over my head. You're not holding anything over my head, because my reality will become your reality one day, right? Every single person that is dead and in this fucking cold earth is in a place we will all be one day. That is a guarantee. So I responded to that. And I didn't acknowledge the bottom part of that comment because it's not important. Like, I don't care. But I did acknowledge the part where they talked about wearing a mask and gloves, because who cares, right? And so I responded and I said, "What does my face look like have to do with my opinions? I'll wait for your response. Don't be a coward and deflect. Explain to me what my face has to do with my health. You can see my body, correct? And you can see my weight, correct? So you can see I'm not lying about that. I've been open about that. Therefore, I've done what I said. I talk about my health and my weight. You can see that I am not obese, just overweight. My BMI, last checked, was 28.2 at a height of 180, a weight of 90 kilogram, 91 kilogram. None of that has any bearing on what my face looks like. But please do explain the connection, because I'm very curious indeed. You need to know my legal name and face for what purpose exactly. Like I said, y'all lack basic critical thinking skills, and you're grown adults, and this is your mental capability. I asked Sansa point blank what her weight was, and you want to know what she answered. She said she was a size 18-20. And we all know that means nothing. Size vary based on brand. That's her attempt at obscuring the truth. I never asked what Sansa's face looked like. I don't care, because it's not important. But her body and her health is, since she is talking about other people. I asked for congruency only, and I've not been incongruent myself. Sansa knows that 18-20 means nothing, which is why she didn't reveal her height, weight, or BMI, because doing so would be telling the truth on herself. And she, that I know of, hasn't done that. So I stand behind what I said. She's a hypocrite and a coward to be making videos on how Chantel is eating, but she's still the same weight 15 months later herself. I await your direct response to my question. Before I get into the video, I want to take a second to address the part of the comment that talked about me being upset that I have kidney disease and other people are fat and they don't have any disease. I want to add this reality check to this video. Chantel had cancerous cysts in her ovaries. She had to get a hysterectomy. Amber Lynn developed cancer and she had to get a hysterectomy. Chantel currently has diabetes and high blood pressure, and she has MALB in her urine. Life by Jen is dead. I have stage 3 kidney failure. We all bore the consequences of being overweight. So why do you think that you will be spared? I go to see my doctor every 4 months. So I get my entire body checked every 4 months for the rest of my life. So if anything else pops up on my health check, guess what? I'll know about it in a matter of months. But the average person goes to see their doctor once a year if they're responsible, but most people go every few years. And in that time span, a lot of disease pops up. So do not think that I am bitter or regretful of the fact that I have kidney disease. And do you know why that is? Because bitterness and regret will not ever heal my kidneys. I have accepted that I have kidney disease. You need to figure out what you're going to do when the doctor walks in there and tells you that you have some kind of disease, because that day is coming. Y'all need to realize disease does not fucking discriminate, and disease does not play favorites with anybody. Every single human being on this earth has to die, and every single human being on this earth will die of some kind of disease, like I said in my health video. So don't feel sorry for me. You have to think, what will you do when that day comes for you? Because it will come for everybody. Let's get back into the video. Okay, let's get into the next part of this video. And so the creator that I was talking about in the video about Chantel she goes by the name called Sansacooks. And so, as you can see, this is her channel. And if we scroll down just the main page, you can see that this girl talks almost exclusively, basically exclusively about Foodie Beauty and nobody else. She talks about nobody else. And so she has essentially made about 280 videos almost exclusively on Chantel. She has some cooking videos in here. You see her name is called Sansacooks, but 98% of her videos are talking about Chantel and what she eats. Right, that's 90% of her videos. So a small percentage of them are cooking. And like I said in my community post, when I made that video about Chantel, I got now, I think, oh my God, my subscriber count went from 1,231 to now 1,325 as the recording of this video. So we can see now that when you make a video on Foodie Beauty, you get a lot of subscribers. I'm sorry, and you get a lot of views too, right? I got so many views in the first 8 hours of that video than I've gotten on any of my other videos. And so if you look at this girl's channel, you can see the same thing, right? When she makes a video about cooking, right? Because that's what her channel is, cooking. Nobody watches it. But when she makes a video on Chantel, we can see 11,000 views, 5,000 views, 6,000 views, 7,000. You see the trend here? You get a lot more views when you talk about this woman. And this girl sits here and she talks a lot of shit about Chantel. You can see all of these videos of her literally counting the calories in Chantel's food. She counts the calories in Chantel's food. But I want y'all to see the level of this girl's hypocrisy. So when she first started posting on YouTube, she had another channel called Creating the Yum. And so this is her very first video, I think on YouTube. And so she makes a video showing something about oven baked pita chips. And as you can see, only 41 people watched it. Nobody cared, right? And so if we click on this video, I want y'all to see this. So as we can see in this video, this girl's hands are really fat, right? That's the first thing that I noticed when I first clicked on her channel. I was like, her hands are really fat. And I found that very surprising. And I was like, why are her hands so fat? Like, why would a person so fat be making? And then you just saw here, right? Let me go back a second. When she moves that pita bread over, you see how fat she is, right? So this is, this video was recorded, this video was uploaded to YouTube May 27, 2022. And we see how thick this arm is. Yeah, this is a morbidly obese arm, right? We don't need to see her face because, like I said in one of my comment responses to somebody else trying to defend this content creator, your body doesn't lie, right? Obesity and eating disorders and overeating and binge eating, that's the one kind of addiction that we can't fucking lie about, right? An alcoholic can lie about drinking, right? They can clean up, a lot of alcoholics can clean up real nice, right? A drug addict, they can hide the track marks, right? But food addicts, yeah, we carry that shit on our bodies. So this girl was this fat May 27, 2022. And so when I saw this in one of her recent videos, I was like, excuse me? Somebody this fat is making videos giving other fat people advice on how to lose weight and critiquing what they eat and counting their calories. But this is her video 15 months ago. And so I want y'all to see, right, because I brings the evidence. I want y'all to see how fat her arm was a few months ago. And then I want to show y'all some other little funny thing that I noticed that she's doing recently. Okay, so this is a video that she posted only 2 months ago where she makes some kind of like little cute fruit salad. And she's giving people recipes, but I want you to notice, look how fat her hand still is, right? This is 14 months later since she first posted on YouTube.
But you know what I mean.
If you don't know, when you lose weight also in your hands, right? You lose weight in your hands. Your hands get smaller, right? And a year is a long ass time to not have gotten smaller.
When
but I
you're
want you
buying
to see how fat her arm still is, because she shows it a little
You want to look for a bright pink fruit salad.
So we can see here, right? This wrist is still thick as fuck, right? This wrist 15 months ago and this wrist here, I don't see any discernible difference between the thickness of these fucking wrists. Right? I don't see any difference. Let me know if you see one, right? And so somebody else commented after that person commented, and they said, well, we don't know other people's life, and we don't know what, there could be many factors at play. Yeah, guess what? The only factors at play are called excess calories, right? It takes a lot of effort to maintain an obese frame, right? Because I know, because I used to be obese. I used to binge eat. Haven't binge eaten in now 82 days. I know what it is. So this girl here, if we go back to her YouTube channel, you can see that she just has so many videos counting Chantel's calories. She has so many videos talking about Chantel's diabetes, giving advice. And some other videos that I found was she apparently likes to go on an app and she likes to buy food left over at the end of the day. And she says that it's all about reducing food waste and blah, blah, blah. But let's be real. A woman who is morbidly obese doesn't need to have this food in her house, right? Just Chantel doesn't need to have. If Chantel had this in her house, y'all would be running y'all mouths about it and talking about how she's gonna eat that. She has a binge eating problem. Yeah, but we can see that Sansa is also fat. So if Sansa is also fat and her obesity clearly shows that she has an eating problem, right? Because nobody who doesn't have an eating disorder is overweight like that, right? We are all binge eaters when we are overweight like that. All of us. She has this kind of food in her house, right? She got these 4 cupcakes. We can see evidence how fat she is. And she has these 4 cupcakes in her house. And there's also another video where she did this again. And this time she got all of these bagels, I think, for like a really cheap price. If Chantel or Amber Lynn had done this, everybody would be saying how they're going to binge eat, they're going to overeat, they're going to do X, Y, Z. They shouldn't have this. They don't need that. But Sansacooks, she does this apparently regularly. And we can see that based on the evidence that she provided in her videos, she hasn't lost any weight. Right? And I called Santa out publicly. I saw her one of her videos she made for Hungry Fat Chick. And I called her out. So in that video, I commented and I asked her, your hands are really fat. Like, how much do you weigh? What's your BMI? Like, I asked her something like that. And so she responded to that comment by saying she's a size 18-20, which means nothing, like I said. And she, since then, right? So since then, I pointed out on my community tab that she is still fucking fat. Her forearms are fat, which means she's fat. And so since then, I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see how people are. This is her. She has 2 most recent cooking videos, and I want y'all to see something that I noticed that she did. I want y'all to see hypocrisy at play. Watch this. Throughout this entire video, this girl has zoomed the camera in even more, and you don't see her arm at all. At all. You don't see it at all. Not in this video, and not in her other video here, because I clicked on it and I skimmed through the entire video just to see if I was maybe it was just a one-off video. No, right? You can see her hands. Look how close this video is zoomed in. You can no longer see her forearms. Do not tell me that this is an accident, right? This is a very awkward way to shoot a video, right? As we can all see, this is a very unnecessary and awkward way to shoot a video. This zoomed in, right? It makes more sense to have it zoomed out so you can see up until the elbow, right? But she's not going to do that. Why? Because she realized that, my forearm tells the truth that I myself have not lost weight. So I asked you, Sansa, why haven't you lost weight? And how come you don't have any videos on your channel, obvious videos on your channel talking about why you haven't lost weight? Because you seem very preoccupied with talking about Foodie Beauty exclusively, and you seem very preoccupied with criticizing what she eats, how much she eats, how it's harming her, X, Y, and Z, but you have not updated us on the current state of your health. You haven't updated us on the current state of your weight, how much you've lost, what you're eating, right? Because to keep arms that thick, guess what? You're not eating any of these little cute fruit plates and these little cute vegan pumpkin stews. You're not eating that, right? because I used to be fat. I know what it takes to be fat. So you can scam other people, but you can't scam me. And I want to know, why is it that Chantel is surrounded by all of these hypocrites, right? Do not tell me that y'all have talked about your weight. I think that if you can make 200 videos talking about Chantel's weight, there should be a lot more videos of you talking about yours. And I find that the lack of those videos being present here shows your fucking hypocrisy and your embarrassment at your own goddamn weight. Stop talking about her. Worry about your goddamn self. Posting videos about somebody else's weight while being really fat yourself and trying to hide it, because you are trying to hide it, because you shoot your videos in the most awkward way to hide your fat ass hands and your fat ass arms, right? And that shows that you are embarrassed about the way you look. So in that case, figure out how you're going to lose weight and stop worrying about how Chantel is going to lose weight. My biggest problem with content creators like this is that y'all gather up all of these people in y'all comment sections, and like I said, the majority of Chantel's audience is North American, and the majority of North Americans are fat. So odds are the majority of the people who watch her are fat. So why are y'all constantly worried about her impending death, right? Because you're also overweight and you're also dying, right? A person who smokes 1 cigarette is unhealthy. A person who smokes 10 cigarettes is still unhealthy. There exists no scenario in which smoking 1 cigarette is better, right? There's no better when it comes to smoking cigarettes. There's no better when it comes to being overweight, right? Maybe y'all are not knocking on death's door like Chantel is, but you're still unhealthy like she is, right? Unhealthy. You don't exist in the realm of health. And I want to know why people like y'all exist. So the next content creator I want to talk about is the content creator by the name of Michael B. Petty. He doesn't upload anymore. As you can see, if we look at his most recent video, it was 3 years ago. He doesn't upload anymore, but he uploaded to the tune of 152 videos, primarily talking about Amber Lynn, but he did talk about Chantel, I think, some of the time at least. And as we can see, if we go back to his oldest videos, we can see here, Michael had bariatric surgery 2 times, right? He admits to it. He used to be fat. And when you scan through his videos, he was fat the entire time. And so I watched Michael's channel a few times, I think a few years ago, right? And I stopped watching it because it just got to the point where he was just bullying and putting down Chantel and Amber Lynn for no reason, right? I don't think that Chantel and Amber Lynn are good people. I really don't think they are good people. But that being said, Chantel and Amber Lynn have never done anything personally to me, and they have not done anything personally to you, right? I know a lot of people tried to claim like Chantel, she abused her cat. If y'all are so upset about animal abuse, then from now on, only eat meat from animals that were humanely slaughtered, right? Or humanely raised. Go down to your local SPCA and donate money or donate time. How about that? Or rescue an animal, right? I don't like people who are situationally offended by things. Everybody's so upset about what Chantel did. You're personally offended. Go out in the world around you and do something for the animals that are dying right now in your neighborhood. How about that? Right? Let's be congruent, right? Chantel, what she did was wrong to that cat, but what have you done to do anything to relieve the suffering of any animal that's around you, right? Because there are a ton of them around you currently suffering, right? So if you have not done anything, then you are not that upset by the suffering of animals, right? Chantel didn't do shit to you. So let's get that through our heads. So I stopped watching Michael B. Petty for that reason, but we can see, right? Michael is fat the entire time. He is fat the entire time, right? All the way up. He made videos on Amber Lynn for 2 years, and we can see he was fat all the way up until 2020, and he went offline essentially. But Michael is still on Twitter, and he still runs his mouth. We scroll down. He's still talking about Chantel, right? Chantel's really fat, and I find myself wondering, is Michael himself still fat, or did he actually lose the weight, right? Because I'm very grown, and I know old habits die hard. So if it took him 2 bariatric surgeries to still be fat, and he was online talking about Amber Lynn for 2 years, and he was still fat, do we honestly think that over 3 years later, he's lost all the weight? I don't know for sure, but I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy of it. Like, this grown-ass man was sitting online, making fun of, talking shit about other more fat people, but again, he never talked about why he himself was still severely overweight and he needed 2 surgeries and he was still fat years and years later, right? How ridiculous are the people in this space? I'm not defending Foodie Beauty. I'm just asking, why are y'all all still fat? Let's make a video. Let's all collectively make videos explaining why we're all still fat. Chantel is on death's door. Yeah, she is. Chantel has a problem. Chantel has an addiction. She doesn't take her life seriously. Yeah. Amberlynn too. Yeah. But let's talk about your life. Why don't you take your health seriously? Why haven't you lost weight? Why are you still fat? How come you have all of this energy to upload all of these videos talking about Chantel, but y'all don't have energy to go to the gym and lose weight? I make YouTube videos. It takes a long ass time to upload even this basic ass video. It's going to take me over an hour to edit this video. It's going to take me time to upload it. It's going to take me some time in order to put the thumbnail on. It's going to take a couple hours. I could have been exercising when I was making this video. How come y'all have all this time to upload hundreds of videos talking about these people, but y'all are all still fat? That is what I have. How come viewers have all of this time to watch all of these videos about these people, but y'all are still fat? A lot of y'all are still fucking fat. Comment down below, riddle me that. So the next person I want to talk about is the content creator called French Fried Gorl. And so she is one of the most prolific posters of Chantel content. She posts almost exclusively Foodie Beauty content because she is also Canadian like Foodie Beauty is. And so she has posted 439 videos over the last 2 years, and she does a lot of lives almost daily talking about exclusively Chantel's content. And she gets a lot of views, which means she makes a lot of money. Y'all are making a lot of money talking about this one, but I want y'all to see this. If we go back to her first video, we can see, in her very first video on Chantel, we can see in that video, if we click on it, she's fat, right? And not only is she fat, so she's not online anymore, but if we could, when I looked up her most recent video still showing her face, she's still fat. And she smokes like a chimney, right? But she makes content and she creates a space for people to come online to make fun of Chantel, right? She's been talking about Chantel to the tune of 400 videos for 2 years, and she has been overweight and a heavy smoker this entire time. I don't know if she still smokes, but I know that she smoked when she was first uploading videos. She smoked on camera when she was first uploading videos while being overweight. But again, she's still fat. I guarantee it to this day, right? Because old habits die hard. People don't just go and change their lives most of the time. But I want to know why does this exist, right? Why do channels like this exist made by fat people who are not doing anything to better their own lives, but they're making money off of talking shit about Foodie Beauty? Almost exclusively, right? Because I've seen that when I talk about Foodie Beauty, you can make a lot of money talking about her. I'm not going to continue to talk about her because I have other things to do, but why does this exist? And why do y'all think that this is okay? Like, I'm very curious about that. Because girl world is primarily adults in their fucking 30s, right? Millennials are who support this. I'm a millennial and I watch girl world. The majority of y'all are fucking millennial, grown-ass people, a lot of y'all with kids. Why do y'all support this? A lot of y'all fat. Why do y'all support this? These people being hypocrites, and how come nobody ever calls it out? How come nobody ever says anything about it? Y'all just sit online talking shit about another person, how they're dying, how they're going to be dead soon, blah, 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 blah. And you are overweight, obese, super morbidly obese, right? You have all kinds of terrible fucking habits, but y'all love coming online to talk about Chantel. Let me say something about Chantel. Chantel is a whole ass goddamn mess. She is a mess of a person. She is probably going to die soon. But one thing she is not is a fucking coward. This woman has uploaded everything about her life to the internet. She has lied, sure, but she has also revealed a lot fucking more than any of y'all would ever reveal on the fucking internet. The majority of y'all, like I said, are fat, and you sit here talking about her and being anonymous on the internet and not acknowledging the fact that you are also fat. Right? You're anonymous and you refuse to admit that you're fat and you overeat and you eat like shit and you treat your body like shit. Right? But she is publicly on the internet posting her blood work. She told us about all her surgeries. She showed us all of the binge eating she does. She showed us all of that, right? She has done all of that. She has showed us what it looks like to be a person that is struggling with binge eating disorder. She has shown us that. And she has shown us now, at this point, she has shown us the fallout of that, right? She's shown us the truth and she didn't have to do that, right? So that takes a lot of guts to be that fucking honest. So in that way, I respect that about Chantel. Don't have to like her, but I respect that she has told us in a large way, in a very big way, the fucking truth. And when she passes away online, maybe her death will scare the hell out of some of y'all. But I want to know why y'all think that it's okay to sit on channels like French Fried Girl. Why French Fried Girl thinks it's okay to sit online talking shit about Chantel while still being fat. Like, that's such a simple question. Why is French Fried Girl still fat? And she is still talking about another person who is fatter. Why can't y'all lose weight? Why can't y'all do the things that y'all criticize Chantel for not being able to do, right? That's my question to y'all. And so the next person I want to talk about is the YouTuber by the name On Program Situation. She doesn't post anymore. But if we click on one of these videos, people, I guess they have some reactions of her old content. If we click on some of these videos and we scroll through, she used to make a lot of reactions to Amber Lynn. And as we can see, she is really fucking fat. Like, she is fat, and she was fat the entire time. I believe she was online for a few years, uploading videos talking about talking about Amber Lynn primarily, reacting to Amber Lynn primarily, and she was fat as fuck the entire time. As we can see, this is a thumbnail of her weight here. As we can see, she was fat as fuck the entire time she was online. Eventually delete her channel. I don't know why. But I know she had a pretty decent enough following, right? Because if you talk about Amber Lynn or you talk about Chantel, you can get a lot of views by doing that. She was also overweight. I don't know what made her finally delete her channel, because I never watched her channel that much. But again, she's another fat person on the internet talking and reacting to videos about other fatter people, and the whole time showing that she herself can fucking not lose weight. Like, why are so many fat people who are in addiction themselves so obsessed with talking about Foodie Beauty and Amber Lynn Reid? Why is that? If there existed, let's say there was a channel that was talking about another creator who was an alcoholic, and in that person's video, in the background, we could see a trash can. In that trash can, we could see a bottle of alcohol peeking out, an empty bottle of alcohol peeking out. Everybody would jump down that person's fucking throat. Imagine a person who calls themselves a recovering addict, and we can see fresh track marks on their arm as they talk about getting off drugs. Imagine that, right? People would lose their mind. But for some reason, when it comes to a person being obese, for some reason, nobody seems to care. Right? For some reason, y'all give a pass to all of these fat people talking about other fat people on the internet while being fat yourselves. And I just want to ask the question to everybody listening: why? Why is On Program Situation still fat? Right? Because she's still fat, right? She hasn't posted online in years, and I guarantee you she's still fat, right? Because old habits die hard. And I also want to ask why she thought it was okay to post all of those videos talking shit about Chantel or Amber Lynn while being fat herself, right? Let's talk about y'all eating disorders and why y'all can't get y'all eating disorders in order, right? Because uploading videos to YouTube takes a lot of time and a lot of fucking effort, where you could be at the gym exercising. You could be walking 10,000 steps a day. That's what y'all could be doing, right? But no, we all sit online watching other people and talking shit about themselves, talking shit about them. But nobody ever has energy for themselves. And I want to know why. It's a very simple question. So the last creator I wanted to talk about is the creator by the name Charlie Gold. And so when Charlie Gold first made her channel, I watched her videos in the very beginning. When she first started talking about Amber Lynn Reid, I watched a few of her videos. And so if we go back to her oldest videos, we can see here Charlie Gold was fat. Like, she admitted to having a binge eating disorder. She admitted to being, I think, 400 pounds. She admitted to wanting to lose weight, et cetera, as we can see in these thumbnails, right? She did make some kind of effort to lose weight. And then she started making videos on Chantel. And I remember when she first started making videos, she would just react, right? So I've never said that fat people can't react to Chantel. I've never said that they can't react to Amber Lynn. Of course, a fat person can react to Chantel or Amber Lynn. But what I find strange is that Charlie started reacting to Chantel and Amber Lynn when she was trying to lose weight. But if we scroll down to this woman's videos, we can see that she continued to react to Chantel. Her first video was posted 7 years ago, right? We can see her. And if we keep scrolling down, you notice that her face did get smaller, but it got smaller and then it stayed that size for years afterward. And so if we look at Charlie Gold's most recent videos, which were posted a month ago, we can see that she is still as fat as she was like 4 or 5 years ago. She hasn't lost any weight. in like the last 5 years. And what I remember about Charlie Gold is that she went from just reacting to Chantel and Amberlynn to like bullying Chantel and Amberlynn. And I say bullying because you don't need to refer to somebody that you don't know personally as like a bitch, right? So she would refer to him as a bitch. She would call him all kinds of names, call them out of their names. She would say all kinds of nasty shit about people that she doesn't know personally, who has never done anything personally to her. Like, I know they had some kind of beef with each other. It was some petty beef about some bullshit, right? But she got to the point where she was just trying to make money by being a mean girl. And so I was like, I'm not watching this shit. But one thing I want to point out about Charlie Gold is, I remember, I don't know where the video is right now, but I remember there was a time where she issued a challenge. I think it was to Chantel. Maybe it was Amber. She issued a challenge where she said, let's see who loses the most weight in XYZ amount of time, and I guarantee you I will win. Like, and she asked her to lose weight alongside her. And I remember that she said that whether or not she joined her, she would lose weight. And that was a few years ago. And look at Charlie Gold. She's still fat. And she is still making money off of talking about Chantel and Amberlynn primarily, but also other fat women. And I want to know why. Why is Charlie Gold still fat? Why has she not been able to lose weight in the last 7 years? She also is in her 40s or pushing 40. What does her blood work look like, right? Because it doesn't exist a scenario in which you are being spared from death, right? So her health is surely getting worse, right? Maybe not bad enough for her to do something about it, but the difference is that Chantel has told us everything about her health this entire time. Maybe she's gone back and lied about it, but she shared so much information that there's no way for her to be lying. But this fat woman has continued to make content on the internet talking shit about Amberlynn and Foodie Beauty and making a lot of money off of them, and she's still fat. And y'all watch this shit. All of these creators get more views than Chantel did. And I'm not saying that there's some kind of fairness to YouTube. Like, you can react and that's fine. But how come nobody ever has the time to post videos talking about why they're still fat? Why is that? How come none of y'all ever post videos talking about your own blood work? Because Chantel does that. Y'all will make a video critiquing Chantel's blood work, but you haven't made any videos talking about your blood work and whether or not your weight is negatively affecting you, because it is, right? And what your doctor said. But you make videos critiquing hers and you're still fat months and years later. And I want to know why that is. And so I want to end this video with this. 5+ years ago, Foodie Beauty did not have diabetes. She did not have high blood pressure. She did not have malb in her urine. She had a uterus. 5 years ago, Amberlynn didn't have cancer. 5+ years ago, Amberlynn didn't have a hysterectomy. 5 years ago, Life by Jen was alive. 5 years ago, I didn't have stage 3 kidney disease. So that is reality, right? So this idea that you have that we are all sick and you are not, you need to get it through your head that it is only a matter of time for everybody, period, but especially for people who are still overweight. You need to get that through your head. Your health changes in a matter of years. And there is going to be a day when you get your blood test back and it says that you have XYZ disease. That day will happen for you. It happened for me. It happened for Chantel. It happened for Amber. It happened for Jen. The warnings that were given happened to all of us. Why do you still think that you will be spared? Why do you continue to sit around in this toxic space online talking about other women's weight, other women's problems, other women's eating disorders, while you suffer with the exact same problem? I promise you that the existence of Amberlynn and Foodie Beauty on the internet convinces a lot of fat people that their obesity isn't that bad. Maybe you have never had that thought consciously, but subconsciously, a lot of y'all think like that. And I promise you that while Chantel will probably be in the grave soon, while Amber will probably be in the grave soon, you won't be far behind. If you continue to fucking be fat, if you continue to eat like shit, if you continue to not do anything about your weight, you are not far behind any of us. The biggest delusion is that people can convince themselves that it's not that bad. It is that bad. For me, for you, for all of us. And if you don't fix your habits, you are 1 or 2 steps behind us. And I really want people to understand that. Stop worrying about other people's health and figure out yours, or you will be in the grave next to all of us. And this has been a Cosmic Nebula video. I will see you in the next one.